Hey guys, today I'm doing a recording separate from the lessons just because we had to jump around in the lessons. I'm just going to show you how I deal with these rotation problems, and uh, I'm also going to go over what happens when it's not at the origin. It's really the same thing, um, but so like I said in class, really all we have to do is follow the directions. And as long as we can do that, and as long as we're okay with lines, this shouldn't be too bad. Um, but this says follow the guided instructions below to rotate the figure 90 degrees counterclockwise about the point -5, 1. So here's our point -5, 1. And the first thing it tells us to do is draw a circle at the center of rotation such that one of the vertices on the figure is on the circle. So I need to put one of these vertices on our circle. I always just like to do the closest one. Um, Personally, that's what I like to do. That way I have less to count in the future. So now it says click and drag to draw a line through the yellow center. Here's the yellow center, and the vertex on the circle. Here's the vertex on the circle. So all I did was click and drag to make this line. All right, and now this is the part I think that will confuse us the most, is we need to draw a line that's perpendicular. Perpendicular, again, fancy word for makes 90 degrees, right? Makes a 90-degree angle to the line that we just drew. Well, the slope of this line, remember, slope is rise over run of a line. So rise meaning up and down, run meaning left and right. So what's our rise? Our rise is 1, 2, and then our run, we go 1, 2. So 2 over 2, which 2 divided by 2 is 1, right? So our slope really is 1. So the slope of, well, even if we have 2 over 2, what we want to do is take the opposite reciprocal. So opposite makes it negative. Reciprocal, flip 2 over 2. If we flip 2 over 2, it just stays 2 over 2, right? So now we just have negative 2 over 2. So I need to go up 2 and to the left 2. And now I've made a perpendicular line, right? And this helps because remember, the definition of rotation was basically spinning something around a center, right? So we have our center here, which is why the circle is really nice, because it keeps, we're spinning it around that specific center. And we know that all of the points around the circle are equidistant, right? So that's good there. And then we've made these perpendicular lines. So we know that from line to line, we're jumping 90 degrees. So we have the options of 90, 180, and 270 degrees, and then all the way around to 600, right? But it wants us to do 90 degrees counterclockwise. So clockwise is the direction a clock goes, like this. Counterclockwise is just the opposite way a clock goes, like that. And it says 90 degrees counterclockwise, so we're going to just move it 90 degrees counterclockwise. If we want to do 180, we would have done it here. 270, we would have done it here, right? And now it just wants us, it wants to make sure that we know where all the points actually go. So maybe let's look at the point that we had on the circle, -7, -1. That's this last one down here. Where did that one go? If we follow that one goes to -3, -1. So down here, I'm going to put -3, -1. And if you have trouble seeing where it went, you can hit animate rotation again, and it will tell you where it went. So let's look for our point -4, -3. Which one was that? It was this middle one right here. -4, -3. This one right here. So what I'm gonna do, if I have trouble, I mean, it's sometimes it's fairly obvious. I feel like this one, it's kind of obvious where this one's pointing, but on shapes where maybe you have 4 or 5 points and it can get confusing and they're kind of close together of which one's which. What I like to do is I'll look at this point, my -4, -3 point, and I'm going to hit animate rotation again, and I'm just going to watch where this point goes. Right? I'm watching it, I'm watching it, I'm watching it, and I see that it ends up right here at -1, 2. So here I'm going to put -1, 2. And I could do that for the other points too, right? If I stare at this point right here and I just watch it the whole time, I'm watching, I'm watching, I'm watching it, and it ends up right here at -3, 5. And those should all be correct. And then we just have to hit try values. And it's going to show that we are correct. And we can submit that answer now, and it'll show us that we are correct. Now, for maybe a different problem, it kind of depends, right, on your slope, right? So I'm just going to do this one really fast. The same start as we had before, but I just want to do this one really fast to show the opposite reciprocal. So here, our rise is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then our run is 1. So we have a slope of 4 over 1, or 4, right? And we want a perpendicular line. And we can essentially just go the other way. If we had a rise of 4 and a run of 1, now I want to do a run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a rise of 1. And it looks like it's facing the right way, right? If I did a rise down, that doesn't look like 90 degrees, but if I went up, it does. And sure enough, that makes 90 degrees. 180 counterclockwise, it's there. And, excuse me, and we could put all of these in here again, right? If I stare at -4, -1, that one goes to -2, 7. -4, -3 goes to, looks like -2, 9. Yep. And the last one, 1, -1, -2 goes to -5, 8. And we could cement that one again. So hopefully this is helpful. If you don't like the Delta Math video, hopefully mine is now helpful.